All right, One Piece chapter 1059 is finally out. Let's talk about it. So Oda is the biggest blue baller in the manga game. We left last week on the cliffhanger that was the Reverie. But Oda was like, nah, fuck that shit. You guys are not going to learn about it now. We're going to talk about something else. But this actually worked out in our favor. So you know, like when you go to a girl's house, but she cancels last minute, but this other girl you weren't expecting actually hits you up? That's basically what happened in this chapter, because instead of getting the Reverie, we got something that was even more amazing, and that was the Kobe incident. So we start this chapter off with Marco being dropped off at Whitebeard's hometown in the New World, and it's Shanks dropping Marco off. Shanks is asking Marco to join the crew, but Marco's like, I'm too old to be doing this anymore, it's you guys' time, I'm just gonna go retire. But then we get a little bit more of a flashback to earlier in Wano. We get to see Yamato explain why she's not joining Luffy's crew, even though she really wants to. She's kind of being more responsible and saying, hey, I understand that I want to go with you guys so bad, but with Kaido not being around anymore, Wano's going to be targeted by the Marines, so I'm going to stay here with Momo and protect the island, and hopefully one day I can go on adventures too. And then we get this amazing panel, which I always wanted to see happen, where Luffy thanks Marco for everything he did in the Paramount War before Marco takes off. And it's great because they get to talk about Ace, and Marco says, hey, I think Ace would be proud of you. And Luffy's like, hey, thanks, man, that means a lot. But it's just so great to have these full circle moments where Luffy's thanking all the people that helped him out, and then he can also talk about Ace in a healthy way and kind of, honor the memory of his late brother. Then we pivot to something I didn't think would happen. We get to see Amazon Lily. It looks like it's in bad shape, and we're wondering why. And I was confused when I saw Boa Hancock with bandages around her head. I was like, what the fuck happened? Did the Marines do this? But we get the flashback of what actually happened. The Marines did pull up, but what's crazy is they have a pacifista that is a model Lunarian. It is wings, angel wings, fire, and extreme durability, and brown skin. So the Marines can now create Lunarians, which in itself is a problem, but at the same time, it's something I was expecting, because right now the Marines' powerhouse does not seem all that strong anymore, with their pacifistas being defeated easily by Luffy and crew after they just got back. Now they don't got warlords anymore, and now they only got the admirals. But if they're manufacturing Lunarians, the Marines are more deadly than I could have ever imagined. If that's not already bad enough, Blackbeard pulls up. The most disgusting motherfucker in this goddamn series pulls up. And I thought the Marines were going to back down once an Emperor pulls up. But no, the Emperors, the Marines, and then Amazon Lily are going at a three-way war on each other on Amazon Lily. And Kobe is here. Kobe is the hero of the Marines. He's leading this Marine charge. And he's trying to dissolve everything, saying the Navy isn't looking for fight. And if you surrender, we will leave immediately. But Boa's just like, hey, we don't surrender to men. We don't surrender to the Marines. We're not going to be in captivity. Then we get something amazing. We just see this Lunarian take on Blackbeard. And this Lunarian cuts the island in half with one strike and is going toe-to-toe with Blackbeard. And we can also see that Blackbeard actually has Haki. I was on the campaign that he didn't if he had this broken Devil Fruit ability of the Darkness. I thought the drawback was he wouldn't be able to use Haki, but he is using Armanet Haki to fight Blackbeard, which is a great fight to see. I'm already more impressed with this Lunarian than what I saw from King. And then we see the panel that pissed me off the most. We see Blackbeard putting his grubby fucking hands around Boa Hancock. He uses his Darkness Fruit to nullify and bring in Boa. And it is kind of creepy to see him having her by the throat. And my queen is bleeding, and I fucking hate looking at this goddamn panel. But the thing is, Boa Hancock froze the Marines with her power, and then also froze two of Blackbeard's commanders. And Boa is trying to bargain with Blackbeard by saying, hey, if you kill me, all your friends will remain statues forever, and whoever inherits my power won't be able to release them, because my power comes from my beauty, and you don't have anyone on your crew that can match me in looks, babe. And Kobe recognizes the situation and being like, yo, Boa Hancock is more trickier than I could have anticipated, especially with her ability, because even if you steal her ability, you have to be beautiful to make use of it. But anyways, I still can't get over fucking looking at Blackbeard choking out Boa Hancock. My queen is bleeding from the lip, and it's Teach's fault, and I want to murder him like no one else. I just want to kill him. I want to kill him myself. I hate this character so much. And Blackbeard's just like, hey, we're at an impasse, doesn't it, hero? He's talking to Kobe. And he says to Kobe that you did me a favor at Rocky Port, and because you were able to take care of this guy named Ochaku, I was able to become the boss of the Pirate Island. And then he's talking back to Boa Hancock saying, hey, if I unhand this woman, do you reckon she'd play nice and change everyone back to normal? And Boa says, hey, I'll do it if you two get off my fucking island. And then Blackbeard just starts choking her even more. It's like, you know what? I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it that if I let you go, you won't just turn me to stone. Because Blackbeard admits that, yo, Boa, you a baddie, and your powers do work on me. I gotta be very careful about you. So then Blackbeard's just like, I guess I should just kill you. And Kobe's like, hey, don't kill anyone. Don't throw any lives away. But thank God the Conqueror's hockey is turned up to an 11, and we see my boy Silver's Rayleigh pop up and is like, hey, I don't think you should do that, Blackbeard. And my favorite is, even Rayleigh admits, I fucking hate you, Blackbeard. I know it's immature, but I really don't fuck with you. And Rayleigh's just like, hey, Boa, if you release everyone, I will make sure that the invaders will leave this island and nothing will happen. And because of that, Boa got to keep her life, and Amazon Lily was saved from total destruction. And then we get to see Shaki, and we get to see her actual title, which is former Empress of Amazon Lily from 2 generations ago. So that's pretty great, because I remember during Marine Ford that Granny Neon was saying that the 2 previous Empress died from lovesickness. But it turns out that Shaki was one of them and just left the island to go be with Rayleigh, which is pretty cool. And it also adds to her character because she's not just some trophy wife. She's actually a very strong person in her own right. And maybe her with Rayleigh was enough to overwhelm Blackbeard and the Marines. And then we get the revelation that no one beats time, and Rayleigh was just like saying, hey, we got really lucky that my title superseded me, because if we actually had to fight the Blackbeard pirates, I think I would lose. I'm an old man now. Even though I was super strong and kick his ass years ago, I cannot do that same thing now. So thank God we got out of the situation alive and keeping the island. Then we get the revelation that the Lunarian that they were fighting is an exact copy of Boa Hancock, meaning the government used her DNA to create a Boa Hancock child that is a Lunarian. And she even had the earrings, and you see a little image of her, so it's kind of scary to think that the government has this much information and can create just copies of this person. And I want to go on record to highlight why this would be an insane problem for the pirates. If they can clone Boa Hancock, what about all the other warlords? So we have Doflamingo, we have Kuma, we have Crocodile, we have Jinbei, we have all the warlords, and we don't know what they were doing when they were in the Marines. Did they ever go to Vegapunk's lab? Did Vegapunk take DNA samples? Because we could have an army of warlord Lunarians, and that would make a lot more sense as to why the government was okay with abolishing the warlord system. Imagine copies of Mihawk Lunarians just running rampant. It is crazy to think about what this could mean for the whole story. And now I can see that the Marines can actually have a standing fight against the pirates. And I don't know if it stops at this, if it stops just at the warlords, because what about all the prisoners in Impel Down? What about Straw Hat, Zoro, everyone, Sanji? If you get a DNA sample, give it to Vegapunk, there are chances that he could make an exact clone, because Vegapunk is 200 years ahead of us, right? Is what they say, something like that. And if he can clone all these people, it's game over for the pirates. I really don't know. And I was definitely underestimating the Marines. I didn't think they could do anything against all these strong pirates. But if Vegapunk is able to do what this is and create more Lunarian soldiers that are exact copy of pirates, I definitely see how this would be a war and how the Marines could actually take over and win against the pirates. That's just an insane thought process, and if Vegapunk can do this, that'll be incredible, and it'll actually change the whole story and change the whole fight. And then we also got to see that Kobe was kidnapped by the 4 emperors. And my favorite thing about this is Rayleigh was there, but he's like, oh, fuck it, take the boy. As long as you don't take Boa Hancock, we don't give a fuck, just leave. But why does Blackbeard want Kobe? Anyways, this chapter just left with so much questions and so much things to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is just Blackbeard. What is his end goal? Why is he getting all these devil fruits? I know it's for the final war, but like, he's strategically picking out which devil fruits he wants. Not like, hey, we're going to take any devil fruit that comes our way. It's, let's find the strongest people and take their fruit. So he's definitely preparing for something very big. And with this whole Kobe incident, I have no idea why he even kidnapped Kobe, if he's a power user or just maybe a bargaining chip for the Marines. And with the bargaining chip for the Marines, I can see it as a multitude of things. Like, hey, we'll give you Kobe if you give us a prisoner, or vice versa. Or I can get some information from you regarding the poneglyphs, something like that, something that they can get this upper hand with the Marines later on. And I had to do some digging around, but I found out what Rocky Port was. So Rocky Port, there was this incident there during the 2-year time skip where Law became a warlord, and it's where he took 100 hearts from people and gave it to the Marines. That's where he got the 100 hearts. But Blackbeard also mentions what Kobe did for him at Rocky Port, and they were able to oust this guy named Ochaku, who was on Rox's crew. I don't think we've seen his face yet. And then Blackbeard turned that into his boss Pirate Island. So Rocky Port, I'm not sure if Law's incident coincides with Blackbeard taking over, but that's kind of how they're connected. But Blackbeard was able to take out one of Rox's former crewmates, and it's through the help of Kobe, because Blackbeard did say here that you did me a favor at Rocky Port, and that's how he got his new island base. This chapter was another great chapter when it comes to world building. We get to see how the emperors are moving, and how the former warlords are operating after their abolishment from the world government, and seeing how they're all interacting with the world right now. I do want to mention, because I think I kind of glossed over it, but I'm pretty happy that Yamato is not joining the crew. I know there's a lot of Yamato fans. I like Yamato. I think she's a great person. But personally, I think the Straw Hats are capped out. I like the 10 that we got, and I don't want any more people on the crew. And it just seems that Yamato, I think, just has a better stay in Wano. And it also is really great to see, because Luffy's worried about Wano, but because Yamato is there, Wano is in great hands. And if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. That really helps out a lot, and I'd love for you guys to join this community. But going back on, there is a lot of things that this chapter is setting up for the world to come, and I'm very excited to see how this is going to go. I definitely want to know more about the Lunarian that looks exactly like Boa, and if there are going to be more clones of the warlords like Doflamingo, Crocodile, etc. I want to see what Vegapunk's going to do with this whole new clothing technology. I think it'd be really cool. What if he brought back like Roger or Rox even? That would be kind of nuts. Even a copy of Ace. Dude, a copy of Ace would be insane. Also, Kobe is very interesting of why he's being kidnapped and what Blackbeard is going to use, what kind of bargaining chips this is going to use. But I'm also very terrified for Amazon Lily, because they were saying that the comm belt doesn't scare anyone anymore. And now they aren't really that much of a threat, because they got these Lunarian soldiers that they can sick on Boa. So there's not much deterrent from invading the country. And now Blackbeard still is going to come back at some point when Rayleigh's gone to take Boa's fruit. And I am very worried for Boa. I hope nothing bad happens to her in the story, or else, Oda, I swear to God, I'm coming for your throat. But I'm just very scared for Boa right now, because her island is wrecked and there's not really much deterrence anymore that can keep the Marines away. unless, she actually does team up with Luffy and then an emperor is guarding, Amazon Lily. That would be fantastic. But hopefully Rayleigh sticks around and helps protect the island. That would be very great, but I'm super excited to see where we're going to go next and what this next phase of One Piece is, because we're literally at the final saga phase, I would say, and it's great to see all these things coming together. I also want to thank Marco for his years of service on the field and battlefield. It is so great, and I think if Marco really is done in the story and he's just like, yeah, I'm kind of out, he really did pull his weight and help Luffy and everyone take Wano, so thank you, Marco. But anyways, guys, I really like this chapter. I would also give it a 10 out of 10 for everything I saw. But let me know what you guys thought about this chapter in the comments section below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.